Welcome, motherfuckers, to episode number 46 of the Talking Shit podcast. I am Dr. Evil Genius.
And I am Captain Paul. How's it going there, Evil?
Man, it's been quite a week, man. I've been doing a lot more work, so it's kind of difficult to be like, yo, let's make content. But as tired as I've been, because I've been up since like 5:40 this morning, I've been fucking amped up for today's show, man. You remember back in the day, you and I, you were my first collaboration on YouTube. You remember that, right?
Yeah, no, I do. Remember that way back in the day.
Yeah, this is like back in the day where we were kind of figuring out, what was Call of Duty Ghost going to be. Remember that?
Yeah, I do. It's been a while.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's fucking crazy, right?
Right.
And the thing is, I got my first like taste of the idea of what it would be like to have a platform on YouTube from the gentleman that we are going to talk to today. In fact, I believe that we met in a Call of Duty party that was kind of anchored around JD, because JD was like really coming up at the time. He had like somewhere like 5 to like 6,000 subscribers at the time.
Yeah, something like that. JD was doing really well. I do remember that we actually had a whole crew that was doing really, really good on the platform.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool looking back at it.
Yeah, because I mean, you remember, like, you and I, we were uploading to TSG,
Yep.
to Thunder's thing, right? And a lot of people don't know that Sneeko came up with us uploading to TSG, trying to get on to YouTube. Like, a lot of people don't know that that's like this whole thing started, So I remember it was really funny. Somebody added me to a chat party, and JD's like, yo, who the fuck is this? Like, I don't know this guy. Get him out of here. Like, the fuck? And I'm like, hey, I come in peace. I'm not here to fuck your shit up. I'm just here to provide comedic relief. But hopefully we can bring some of that comedic relief to this man right here. Oh, motherfucker, right here on episode 46, live, not from the beer garden. Live from the venue.
Yeah.
You got the pool table back there. You know what I'm saying? I got, Marvel vs. Capcom over here. You've got the pool table over there. I've got a room temperature beverage right here. All right. Right here for the king of the cold beverage, who's drinking a hot one right now.
I got a hot beverage, bro. You forgot to. I'm a Dr. Disrespect ripoff.
Oh, man. They don't go suck a dick. Raging Girl Gamer, always supporting on Twitter. I know I wanted to kind of give a little shout out to Raging Girl Gamer. I know that she was having a look back because, of some health problems from a family member that she is near and dear to her. And, I know that some people were reaching out for some support, but I wanted to talk to you directly live and let you know that, whatever you need, you're a friend of this platform, you're a friend of the DEG platform. And there are people out there that you don't know give a fuck, but they're out there. So I just want to make sure that is very, very clear. So shout out to Raging Girl Gamer. And we're just gonna, our platform is not large enough where we only read super chats because we don't have super chats. Okay,
Yeah, that's true.
All right? So, we're gonna come through here and we're gonna just acknowledge everybody that's come through this through the stream.
And I also want to add that I thank you guys for having me on. I don't usually do this with a lot of people at all. I'm very to myself, and Genius knows. I don't really do this type of shit. I don't really trust people, and I don't really think people have good intentions. But Genius asked me to do this, and I trust him, and he's got good intentions, and that's why I'm here.
Well,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. I wanted to kind of go back in time because many of your viewers were not around when me and Captain Paul were around. So I'm going to just kind of go back to the very beginning. I got a video on my recommended one time. And this was like during the Black Ops 2 days where they were JD is the one in 41 and 1. Let's go. Let's effing go. Matt 87 EO, I recognize that name. Good to see you. Yeah, so so back in the day, I got this video recommended to me, and it was on the new map, the new DLC map that I think was on the Brooklyn Bridge. So I'm geeking the fuck out. I'm a New Yorker. They have, a piece of New York that we're fighting on. Let's fucking go. And then it's a video, and the guy's name is JD from NY, and I'm like, I click on the video. This motherfucker's cursing everybody out, right? Gets the Predator missile, jackpot motherfucker. Yo, I'm like, this is my kin, right? This is my, this is where, and I'm thinking, oh shit.
A lot of people don't realize that's where I got my start, bro. Thunder actually put me, and shout out to Thunder because he's still doing his thing. I don't know why. I mean, COD sucks now. But good for him. He put me on TSG, and it was like a Nuketown map, and I think one of the main things. Oh, my boy
Vex is in the building. What's good?
One of the main things I said in that video.
I met Vex through you too.
Because C4, bro, C4, like you throw C4 in Black Ops 2 with a flak jacket on, there's no damage to the other guy that you're throwing it at. So I'm like, let me throw C4 at David Vonderhaar and see if he could fucking survive with a flak jacket on. It's and that's the one thing that really kind of got me going. He blew up my channel. I think during the old YouTube days, I gained like 1,000 subs in like a good 48-hour span. Now it doesn't work that way, but Call of Duty is really where I got my start, honestly. Yeah,
elbow cough is not it. I'm talking like the cough is like one of them hard, painful coughs that hurts your left arm. That's what COD is. There ain't no elbow cough, okay? And I stopped buying COD, and they're talking about $800 million that they made in 3 days. The next COD is going to be even worse than this one. And they're making the CODs intentionally worse each and every time out. But, it was almost like, I don't really believe in fate like that, but when you really think about it, when I first saw this video, and it was on a DLC map in my city, and it was a video by a guy from my city, I don't know, man. I don't know. It almost seems like it was meant to be. Road Joker, you're already royalty. You're already royalty on this platform. So, Jay, you already know, right? Now, I want you guys to know, I have been working on indoctrinating the good JD from the Bronx when it comes to that Coheed. For those that know what's going on the DEG side, me and JD had a ride around earlier in the season when the Mets played the Atlanta Braves, right?
Yep.
Now,
sorry, they're both playing golf in Port St. Lucie right now, but that's.
But one team caught up to the other. We're not going to say which one. And I'm not, and you shouldn't really be mad. They won in 2021.
Oh, I'm good. I got my series. I don't care.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Mets were 3 when they last won a World Series. And do y'all motherfuckers see this shit on my chin? Y'all see this shit on my chin?
The last one I had to brag about, bro, was 1995 in a strike shortened season. So I mean,
No, the strike shortened season was 94. And there was no World Series that year.
Yeah, and then they played like 100 and something games, I think.
Oh, was it like 114 games or some weird shit like that?
Yeah.
Hey, but I mean, shout out to ECW getting real hardcore in my comment section. But everybody's talking LOL Mets. The Mets finished with a better winning percentage than the Braves this year. Because we actually won a game.
The only thing that really hindered the Mets from winning the division was the Braves beat them by 1 game in the head-to-head all season.
Yeah,
I think it was like, how many games they play? 18?
Yeah, but it was like 10-9. Yeah. So it was 19 games. Yeah, but the real problem was the Cubs sucked and the Mets got swept at home by the Cubs. That's when I knew it was over. Everybody's talking about, oh my God. And it's like, I knew the Mets were going down in August when I sat there in my field level seats, these expensive ass seats, and watched them get fucking swept. Fuck out of here. But anyway, so we were talking, me and Captain Paul kind of met roundabout through you. Vex, who's in the comment. I met Vex definitely through you. A lot of the community, the flashpoint is JD from NY.
Yeah, I met all you guys. I met Paul, Paul through COD. I met you through COD. Vex, Matt. I met Mr. Soldier, Jake, and all the guys that I still play with nowadays. I mean, they're some of my best friends. I haven't even met them.
Yeah, I met Mr. Soldier through you in person.
Yeah, I talked.
So shout out to Mr. Soldier.
I talked to the guys. We play Destiny together. I talk to the guys almost every day in the chat on Twitter. It brought a lot of people together, which I'm grateful for, but I just wish it was like that back in the day, like it was back in the day, because nobody is really playing at the same time anymore, enjoying it at the same time.
You know what it is, right? That's that SBMM.
I know.
I mean, let's be honest, man. The old Call of Duty franchise has been dead for a while now. I mean, even the new shit they try to release, it's like just not the same, and it's kind of unfortunate because a lot of good memories, a lot of good times, a lot of good connections were made with people through that game.
Yeah.
Yo, Jay would fucking threaten to kick you out of the party, y'all, if you steal his tags and kill confirmed. Oh my god. Yo, nobody gets pissed off more than JD, somebody stealing his tags after a kill.
Man, one fucking tag is if you get killed off advanced UAV, man, or VSAT, you're fucking it's that one tag that fucking
the hater. Remember the hater?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, those are some days. So a lot of people don't understand that JD has not always been an IWC guy. The guy started out selling watches and then coming home and playing COD with us degenerate motherfuckers.
Yep.
Okay. And me meeting JD, I really want to use the 6-letter F word, but we don't talk about English cigarettes on YouTube. Shout out to Vex. All I'm going to say is, Vex, you sounded like a friend of the channel, Anirudh Garg. Shout out to him.
Jesus Christ.
A little TSP inside joke. So yeah, see, ECW, you would be banned on his channel if you did this. just letting you know. So a lot of people don't know that a lot of us met each other, through this medium, and from my vantage point, I got into WWE. I got into professional wrestling. I had a fucked up childhood. Didn't even have TV, whatever. But when I moved away and I was chilling at a friend's house, it was a 2001 Survivor Series was the first wrestling event that I ever saw. And I can tell you it is still the best wrestling event I've ever seen. Now, Jay, you remember which Survivor Series that was, right?
You got to remind me.
The invasion angle.
The invasion sucked, bro.
I thought it was the greatest thing that I had ever seen in my life to that point. Because at least for me, kayfabe was real.
Looking back at it, I mean, it could have been done so much better. But
but we know more now.
In the moment, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, especially like that was like my first wrestling event that I ever saw. And, I thought that it was really going to be like this takeover thing where you had these guys from this rival wrestling company coming in to challenge the WWE to take over the company. I was up in it. I was up and I was like, oh my God. I mean, yeah, it fizzled out. But, for Survival Series, for me, it being the very first wrestling event that I ever saw, I just thought that was the craziest thing in the world. Like, you got wrestling promotions like running up in your crib, fucking setting up matches to take over your company. I was like, oh shit, I'm in this.
But how do you have an invasion without Hulk Hogan, Sting, Ric Flair, any of those big name guys, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash? You don't have any of those guys a part of the invasion. It was like all like the D-list guys.
I didn't know who the fuck any of these motherfuckers were. You had like ECW, like kind of teaming up with WCW, and to me it made sense because it's like, well, I heard of WCW, but I know WWE or F because I think it was WWF at the time. They were the leader, and they had like this upstart, ultra violent thing going on where they were smacking people with Negan's fucking bat. That beat the Asian guy's head into a bully pub. You remember that shit, right? I love so that. You put that shit together, and I was like, oh, okay, all right, I can see this.
My highest selling T-shirt from Off the Script, my podcast, is the likeness of Negan, but me, I'm dressed as Negan.
Yeah, I remember that.
A caricature of me dressed as Negan with the baseball bat.
I bought the original Off the Script T-shirt. You remember the gray one?
Yeah.
I still got that shit too.
I still have it. It doesn't fit me, but.
Well, we'll get to that later. Moving right along. So, my first wrestling event was. My first wrestling event was the 2001 Survivor Series, which to this day is my favorite event. So I guess that I'm completely like, my wrestling fan cred is gone. But then like when I met Mrs. Evil, we used to watch Raw and SmackDown religiously, where she didn't want motherfuckers talking. We had this one little twerp that we were friends with for a little while, and he would like talk during it. She'd just like, shut the fuck up. Like we're watching the show, right? And then you had Super Cena, that would, do his 5 moves of doom, and every show would end the same way. And then, like, she dropped off. She stopped watching, but I kept watching. And then they tried to replace Cena with Roman Reigns. And then you had, was the Royal Rumble, where everybody was just waiting for Daniel Bryan Danielson to, come out and, be the hero. And they had this guy win the event and everybody's booing, and I turned that shit off, and I have not turned it back on, but maybe 6 or 7 times since. So when you like went like toward the wrestling, basically what that did for me was I would get all my wrestling news directly from you. I wouldn't even watch the fucking shows.
Yeah, it's amazing how many people I actually get that from. Like a lot of, I wouldn't say everybody, but a good chunk of my audience does not watch. Well, maybe now that Triple H has taken over.
I do want to check that out.
And Vince is gone, but it was people reaching out to me, bro. I don't even watch the show. I just watch you to get my fix and fill me in on everything that's going on. And I just can't bring myself to watch it. You're doing God's work by watching it for us because I can't watch it.
Yeah, especially when you have a video that's under 30 minutes, I'm there.
Yeah. And I understand your point of view. Like, and I don't expect you or many people to watch a 3-hour live stream. But the thing is, and this is kind of just peeling back the curtain a little bit because I don't usually talk about this with anybody else. It's easy for me to go and do a 1-hour show like the rest of the community does, which is very impersonable and it's very quick and to the point, and they don't review they don't review anything. They like, who are you? Like, give me a sense of who you are. So I could sit here and do a 1-hour show and have people digest it in 1 hour. That's great. I want to take the other route, and this is why I feel like I get the Dr. D comparisons because I got the same fucking artist that's doing his shit, that's doing my shit, which is inconsequential, with what I do.
Right.
But, he makes his shit a production. I'm like, look at this fucking guy. He's live for 6 or 7 hours. He's got the whole production. He makes it a whole fucking spectacle. I'm like, that's what I got to be. That's what I want to do. He's changed the game for gaming. If I could take a little bit of that and apply that to the wrestling thing, I want to do that. I'm not going to fucking sit there with a goddamn wig on and a mustache and glasses and do the whole fucking stream and the whole get up. But you're getting me, but with that type of production. That's what I want. That I want to make it a spectacle.
So why is that like a big point of contention where people kind of compare you to Dr. Disrespect just because of the production similarities?
Yes.
If so, that's very foolish. Wouldn't you want it to be the best fucking production you possibly could be?
Yes, that's the only hang up. Yeah.
Then what's the problem with that then? If you're just kind of putting in the work and making sure that it's entertaining.
Paul, it's like, JD's coming in on his car like Dr. Disrespect comes in on his. I'm like, well, he doesn't do it every stream. It's part of my stream. It's the most popular part of my stream. And also, like, it's legitimately my car. Like, it's parked right
Yeah.
It's my fucking car. It's right out in my driveway.
But you know what, man? You know, one of the things that I've noticed is I think that a lot of the people talking this shit about you, and we'll get into more of the current stuff, you know, as we matriculate. But a lot of these people can't even do 1% of what you do. And it's not because they don't have the talent to do it, but they don't have the courage to do it. So I want to ask you, you had a lot of success in the gaming space. What was the flashpoint that said, you know what, I'm going to pivot and then throw everything into wrestling?
I felt like my one passion was wrestling. It all started when I actually got fired from my watch gig. I was unemployed for about 11 months. It took me a very long time sitting at home watching unemployment. I'll never forget it because it was such a down point in my life that it hit me so hard. I'll never forget it. I remember, bro, sitting at home, drinking coffee all day long and putting hour after hour after hour into Elder Scrolls, and or one of those games, one of them fucking MMORPGs, and Destiny 2, or Destiny at the time, Destiny 1, now Destiny 2. It's something that really just kind of made me think, like, I love wrestling. Let me talk about wrestling. I got inspired by, you know, believe it or not, seeing like the COD content creators like, you know, T. Martin and LEA and Drifter and all these guys. I'm like, well, why can't I do that while playing COD at the same time? So I kind of fused them both. And then it wasn't me on camera. So I went to a SummerSlam one year and I met Justin LaBar. He's a wrestling journalist. And I met him, took him out to drinks, and it was a good conversation. He opened me up to a lot of things. And he said the one thing I'll never forget. He said two things to me that I'll never forget. Number one, the first thing he said is, if you're going to be on YouTube, I need to see who I'm talking or who's talking to me. I need to see who I'm listening to. So get yourself away from that gameplay stuff and put yourself on camera. So I transformed the whole show. I got a layout made, a camera. And then he said the other thing, he's like, always remember, there is always, always, always someone listening. And that's the second thing he told me I'll never forget, which I'm sure we'll talk about because it applies to what happened this past weekend. But COD was dying. You know, I loved wrestling. And when he told me that, I kind of switched to doing all wrestling and just going straight forward with the podcast.
You know, it was really funny. This one crazy chick that me and Mrs. Evil used to date together, kind of, sort of, right? She was trying to influence me to put my face on the camera. I'm like, nobody want to see this ug mug. The fuck? I'm not doing that shit. And here I am sitting here with you. Me and you ended up getting the same, the same prodding to, doing the damn thing. Ali was, I think, one of the first Call of Duty YouTubers. You start searching COD because why do I suck at the game? And how do I not suck at the game? The first thing that they're going to show you 10 years ago, 12 years ago was Ali A, and then Drifter is next. Shout out to Drifter. Drifter is trying to recover from some health issues, and he's respected around these parts. So, I think that, it was very difficult for me to kind of get out of that COD, that COD kind of mind frame, because that's the only thing that I knew that I could do. And then it's like, well, I have things to talk about besides just what's going on in the COD world. So I paired the gameplay with stuff that were going on in my mind. And people were like, yo, you got to actually you have to actually like put it out there. Like put yourself out there rather than just putting the video game out there. And like, here we are now.
So honest question, JD, because I remember back in the day with the whole YouTube, when you kind of switched over from Call of Duty to wrestling, was there a worry for you when you switched over that like, I don't know if my fans will like that. I don't know if they'll kind of be into this kind of content, because you were always like entertaining. Like even back then, dude, like it'd be a fun video to watch. You just yelling at some toys. And I mean, was there a big concern?
Yes, Vicstar.
Was there a big concern when you switched on over? And like, when would you say you kind of saw yourself kind of firmly secured in that wrestling like genre?
No, I wasn't really scared or concerned about anything. I feel like, I made a decision, and I felt like it was the best thing for me. I felt like I really needed to present myself and my charisma and my entertainment or entertaining values on camera. And yes, I was. I mean, I can't even watch myself back because it's fucking ridiculous. You know,
are you talking about like the quality?
The quality and the way that I acted, and you know, there's still some of that kind of in me, and that's just the entertainment aspect of it. I mean, you watch me 10 years ago or however long ago doing a regular wrestling podcast, and you watch me now, it's like, I mean, I can't even watch myself back. But I think as soon as I reached, 25,000 subscribers, I think I was comfortable in a lot of what was going on. I'm like, I made the good decision, and then it got to a point where I reached 40. I think it was around 45, 50,000 subs, probably even less than that, where I said, I'm quitting my full-time job. I'm gonna bet on myself.
Well, let's go back. Let's go back, because I love how you mentioned the 25,000 subs, because it was around 25,000 subs where do you remember we used to there was a dude that we used to both talk to. I don't think either one of us associate with him anymore. And he hits me up and he's like, yo, they're doing like a bar thing, JD and Mr. Soldier. You want to come through? And I'm like, I don't got shit else to do. Let me go drive over there, right? That was the time that I met you in person for the first time. And at the time you had 25,000 and Mr. Soldier had something like, I don't know, 50 something at the time. Like he had like more subscribers than you by a fair amount, but you were like really, really coming up. And, you were there with your girlfriend and he was there with his girlfriend and the other dude. And then it was me. Right.
Yep.
And do you remember that situation when we were sitting at the table and I was explaining how my relationship works at home? Do you remember that?
Well, I mean, I don't remember it per se at that moment, but I kind of get where you're going with it. I was like, everybody was like, what? Is that
now
loud?
The funniest thing, right? I wish Mr. Soldier was here to verify the story because this is funny as shit. But I was like trying to explain to them that I lived with two women. We've been together for, now we've been together. The three of us have been together just over 10 years. Since July 13th of this year, the three of us were together 10 years. And shout out to my boy Lutch of the Indian Jesus podcast. I want you guys to make sure that you head on over and check him out, where he is trying to bring back common sense, the second coming of common sense. He is a friend of the platform. He's been around for almost since the beginning of all of this. And, definitely check him out. Yeah. His content style is polarizing, like our guy JD from NY. But anyway, like I was telling you guys about, how it works, with me being with two women. And JD is like, hey man, like I can't do all that. I'm not all that. Like if it works for you, whatever. And then the ladies go to the bathroom. He's like, yo, bro, what the fuck? Like, how did you do that? Yo, but in front of the girlfriend, he was like, nah, son, I am not. No, this is a fucking grenade that you just threw over here. I'm hiding behind my riot shield. Fuck out of here,
That was I think that was that peculiar pub down on Bleecker Street in
yes,
Village, Manhattan.
yes.
So, I mean, you take me there, bro. You leave me there for an hour, and then you don't know what the fuck's gonna come out of my mouth.
Oh my god. Oh my God! We need our newly minted mod, Raging Girl Gamer, and or Vex to do your jobs. Also, we got another mod in here, the Indian Jesus. We're not allowing any trolling going on.
Who's this guy in the chat? No racist.
We don't do that here. We don't do that here. Because the thing is, people come here looking for attention. And I'm a hater. I'm a hating ass nigga. All right? I'm a hater. If you're here for attention, then you're going to get the opposite of what you're looking for over here.
Yeah, get this guy out of here, man.
You know what I'm saying? Get him out of here. Okay? Look at him. Oh man. Yeah. So don't worry about it, Lutch. This guy's got like 18 different accounts because he has like 18 different porno mags because ain't no woman willing to touch him. Anyway, so I got a little bit of that from New York and me too. All right, call me DEG from NY from now on, motherfucker. Anyway, moving right along. So like, you know, when I first met Jay, he was again very guarded. You know what I'm saying? He's always been a very private person. A lot of people don't understand this about him. The guy that you see on TV is not the guy you see like in you know, like just outside of it. Sometimes it kind of takes me aback because let me tell you something. This is the smoothest fucking talker that I know on YouTube right now. All right. The way the shit flows. And it's really crazy because my guy, Captain Paul right here. All right. Captain of the ship. I'm the captain now. This motherfucker was like really critical of himself when we started this project about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, everybody's shit looks bad. Everybody's shit looks bad in the beginning. Just put the fucking content out.
Paul, why were you critical of yourself? Why? Just being on camera or just like
no, it was
in a general setting?
Well, it's just like the thing is, I was completely like, as you know, with the Captain Paul channel, like, you know, decent size at the time, 3,000. I had a nice little community. But the problem I had is I took such a long step away for like health reasons and education and bettering myself. Dude, it's been a minute before this show that I even did anything with media. So it was kind of like nerves. I'm like, man, can I really kind of get back into that bag? And then never really doing a podcast. Could I feel comfortable in front of a camera? Could I feel comfortable in front of a microphone? Because to me, you know, you watch, you know, guys like yourself, guys like even Evil when he talks, like they can have a certain way they articulate themselves that kind of comes, you know, pleasurable to listen to. And I'm like, can I do that? So it was kind of something like one of the reasons I always had problems with like making content on YouTube is I'd be super, super hard on myself. And I would like make probably like a few commentaries, but if they weren't perfect, weren't edited a certain way, I just would never release them. So then it kind of came into this like never ending circle. Oh, it's not good enough. I got to keep editing it. So like, that's why I take long hiatuses on YouTube because I'd be constantly like super, super hard on myself. That's something I've had to work on throughout the years because I to a degree with my field, like with the maritime industry, I'm a perfectionist. And it's good in some ways, but it's bad in others because I feel like you just roadblock yourself. You know what I mean? Like you stop yourself. You know?
Yeah, that's a common thing I hear from a lot of people. A lot of people ask me, well, like, what do I got to do to get into content creation? Do you have any tips for me? Well, from me to you, Paul. First, I want to say you have a good YouTuber / radio voice. So I mean, you
thank you.
You know, it sounds good. So
especially when he's calling out companies that don't protect children. Sorry, I had to throw that in there. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Secondly, I was the same way because, you know, before YouTube, I was a musician. I wanted to play music. I wanted to be on stage. I wanted to write. I wanted to put out music, be a part of the whole heavy metal thing in New York City, Bronx, Manhattan, New Jersey. You know,
you're related to a musician.
Yeah, my uncle graduated from Juilliard. And my brother is a accomplished drummer. He's one of the best drummers that you'll ever hear. But we wanted to do the whole music thing. And every time I got on stage, I was always like very in my bubble. Like I didn't look at the fans. I didn't look at the audience. I stayed there with my guitar and I strummed and I did what I had to do. And then after the show was over, were we good? Were we good? Because I missed the whole fucking thing. I'm not interacting with anybody. I'm not on stage headbanging. I'm not doing anything, you know, erratic on stage and entertaining. I was just very timid. Like, so being a part of the YouTube community and being a part of the wrestling community and doing the podcast, it made me kind of break out of my shell. So I'm very grateful for that as well. You just got to put yourself out there. Just throw yourself into the deep end of the pool, and then
I think
it'll be all right.
I think it's really important what you just said because and again, we're gonna the thing that touched off you stopping by TSP today. We're gonna get into it in short order, but I think one of the things that makes it very, very difficult for people like ourselves is when we get online, it makes it look to everybody else that we're extroverts. Like when we're boisterous, we're in our zone. It makes it look to everybody like we're the most confident, we're the most brash, we're the most loud, we're the most belligerent, we're the most aggressive. When in reality, that's not really us in real life. Like When we get off the live stream, we go shut the fuck down mentally because we just put out a bunch of emotional and mental energy that we have to recover from because that's all we got. Like we're not the type of people that like kind of go out there and rah. We do our rah from from here. We get our social interaction, and then we turn it. When we turn the stream off, we're alone where we want to be, right? And one of the worst things about, and especially me doing my job, I co-hosted a show on the Liberal Network for a year and a half. And, and I've done YouTube for a while. I streamed, Call of Duty for a long time, right? People, and of course, the job that I do as a personal trainer, people assume that because I'm able to do these things, that I'm an extrovert and I've got all of this emotional energy, all this social energy. I don't. So sometimes people come at me a certain way, assuming I'm a certain way, when it's like, my actual personality is betrayed by what you see on the screen.
Yeah, you know what people tell me, bro. Especially happened all this weekend. You wouldn't say this shit in front of anybody else in person. Yeah, you're damn right I won't, because I'm the most introverted motherfucker that you will ever meet, bro. I hate confrontation, and I don't mingle with people, man. I'm the type of person that goes to a fucking bar and sits there and minds my own business. I don't go out, and I'm not fucking chatty. I'm not meeting people. I'm not the life of the party. I'm an introverted person, so when I'm on my show, a lot of people think that what they see is actually me in person, and then they get a wrong impression on me. And then Genius is in the fucking the Twitter threads all weekend, bro. You don't know him, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, you don't know me. A lot of people think that what I am on my show is me in person. It's completely opposite.
And you know what's really funny? I'm glad that you talked about the life of the party, because I remember the first time. The first time I met you in person with the ladies, because of course anybody is going to think, oh, this guy is claiming to have 2 women, he must be lying. And it's like, all right, I don't celebrate birthdays, but I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna support my guy. Remember we went like near Times Square, or was it near 34th Street? It was like somewhere here in Midtown Manhattan, where they did your birthday party.
Yeah, it was off Amsterdam, 78th and Amsterdam, I think. It was the Dead Poet. It was a bar called the Dead Poet. One of my favorite places in the city.
Then that means we did it more than 1 year, because there was another time we did it and we were closer to Times Square.
Yeah, I don't remember.
There was a bar like near like the bus station on 8th Avenue.
Yeah, I don't remember.
We did something over there too. But I remember exactly what you're saying being true, because I would sit there and because a lot of times, like, if I have a conversation with somebody, like in a social setting, and that conversation ends, I need to not talk to nobody. So I'll just kind of sit there and just watch people. And one of the things that I caught was everybody is like boisterous. This motherfucker, JD, is sitting there like, somebody killed this dog before he got there. Like, I'm like, what's up with this guy? And he's like, dude, I'm just chilling right now. I'm good. I got a cold beverage. Okay. I'm looking him over there. I'm good. And then of course when he gets drunk, he just kind of like, he's like one of those sleepy drunks, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not gonna like jump out at you.
No bar fights,
bro. It's like you're playing Street Fighter and you're getting fucking hit, and then you're watching your energy meter just go up and up and up, right? It's like that's what's that's what it is. Or picking up hearts in Zelda. I pick up every sip of my drink. It's like I'm getting fucking energy to be lively. Right. I mean, that's what it takes sometimes. You need a little buffer.
Yeah, and this is where I kind of felt bad. And I normally don't really like to like get at people, but there was something about what happened over the weekend, and we're going to let you tell your story, but there was something that I saw that I just could not stand for, in part because, I've known you a long time. And, as you already know, you've been welcome in my home. Right. And so like I heard somebody claim that you were a racist A shout out to Aber and Priest. And I was just like, wait a minute, what are they talking about? And then I go and I look at the Twitter thread and I'm like, do you see me, motherfucker? Right? Like, of course, and I said this to you when we did our ride along earlier, right? In the summer. I believe that everybody over the age of 4 is racially biased in some way, shape, form, or fashion, because that's just how human beings are. That's just how, we always look for the differences in each other so we can create hierarchies. That is part of the human condition. And if we're going to be real about it, if you look across the animal kingdom, they have their hierarchies too.
Yep.
So for me, and I'll say this for the 1 millionth time, I don't care if you're a racist. I care what you do with your racism. If you're able to chill out and not let your racism negatively affect somebody else's life, I'm going to respect you. If you're out there trying to use your racism to make somebody else's quality of life worse, I can't fuck with you. I can't do it, right? Because I know I have my biases, right? I mean, I don't like gingers. I mean,
yeah, that's apparent every time. It's always my fault. Yeah, exactly.
I don't like these fucking ginger guys that play hockey on boats. Like, what the fuck are they doing on boats playing hockey?
Yeah, man. Every time I go to New York, he's like back of the bus ball, back of the bus. So
yeah, I mean, because it's my time now. Civil rights era, motherfucker. Nah, but yeah. So the thing is, like, I've known JD for so long, and then like I had to do my homework, right? I watched the entire fucking live stream last night off the motherfucking strip.
There you go.
So make sure y'all check this motherfucker out.
That shit was 3 hours long.
Yeah, and I stayed there through the fucking super chats. I gave this motherfucker my money. I'm getting it back. I'm getting that money back, Jay. I'm getting that money back. We're gonna talk about that later.
I know.
We're gonna talk about that later. But like I've known Jay for so long. So when I start seeing the Twitter stuff, like, oh, JD, blah, blah, blah. And this is how I found out about the Alexa Bliss thing, right? So I didn't know anything about this stuff because normally when I see you posting on Twitter, I'm like, all right, JD's doing this thing. I don't even read what you write half the time. I just look at how many likes you got, right? And it'd be like 200 here, 800 here. I saw one tweet yesterday was like 3,000 likes, and we'll get to which tweet that was in a minute, right? I'm looking at it and I'm like, nah, I can't stand for this because, like, for me, I normally just let bygones be bygones. People are going to talk their shit on Twitter, but my thing is, if you don't like the way that JD does his thing, right? Okay. I'm like, okay, I get that, right? Because we all know kayfabe. We know what kayfabe is. I hope, because there's almost 300 people in here. I hope at least 250 of you know what the fuck kayfabe is. So we understand that when you go out there and you put on a persona that is going to be entertaining, because Jay, let's be clear, right? Me and you, we can chill and play video games or chill and have me a room temperature beverage. Okay, got my Gatorade. Okay, we're going to be cool, right? Yep. But most people, when they watch your channel, if you are the way that you are at home, who's going to watch the fucking channel?
Not as many people that watch it now.
Yeah. No.
Right? Like, like you have to. You got to put on your big boy pants and you have to say, yo, I'm just going to have to come outside myself. I'm going to have to be loud. I'm going to have to do this. Oh, my God. Kano's been around. Do you remember Jeroy McChicken? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I remember we used to do Hate Mail Mondays. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Shout out to everybody that was way back in the old days.
One of the most infamous clips that goes around in the wrestling community is from a Hate Mail Monday that I got from either a wrestling content video or Call of Duty video where I actually say the R word, but it's not really me saying it to somebody. It's
right, it was in character.
From somebody saying it to me. And they're like, how dare he? He's racist. And I'm like, that's one of the misconceptions out there. So, I mean, when you see that, ignore it. Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I'm intelligent enough to know the fucking difference, right? And so when I go on Twitter and they're like, oh, he said something about Alexa Bliss. I'm like, okay, what happened there? And then the next comment I see is, well, he apologized for it and she accepted the apology. So before we go into what happened on Sunday,
it got
go
so
back
bad,
to the Alexa Bliss thing.
Dude, it made the New York Post. That's how bad it was.
Oh God.
Yeah. And honestly, I did apologize for it. You know, they were very irresponsible. They know the fan base that they have and how rabid they are, and they did what they did online, which got my family doxxed and me doxxed, and you know the death threats that I got and just all the bullshit. You know, you got Braun Strowman out there who's a part of the WWE roster. He's like, I can pound you into two. He's like, stay in your lane, you hot pocket eating loser, or whatever the fuck he said to me. I'm like,
somebody's called you a mouth breather more than once.
I don't eat hot pockets. They're terrible for you.
They're terrible.
You know, I don't know why. I'm Italian. Why am I going to go eat a fucking hot pocket?
You got calzone.
Bro, it was. I did apologize for it, but it was a very Howard Stern-esque joke. Which people took out of context, and they wanted to make it more than what it really was. So I had to apologize for it because of the, you know, the community's backlash, and I guess they don't really understand, you know, wise ass comedy jokes or Howard Stern like joke. I mean, my favorite comedian is Andrew Dice Clay. I mean, I still watch Andrew Dice Clay clips now. You know, I find it just as funny now as I do then. I watch Family Guy from season 1 to season 7. You know the shit that they used to say on Family Guy. If anybody watched Family Guy,
absolutely,
I love that shit.
In the name of equality, we're not going to make any jokes about gay people anymore. That's when I stopped watching.
The show has devolved into shit. I find that shit funny. You're gonna call me something because I like that type of stuff. We all watched it. We all laughed at it. So you're guilty of it too. So. You know, listen, we'll get to Tina's muffins in a little bit, but you know, it was all over a joke. Like everybody knows Alexa Bliss is a bad professional wrestler. I think I know a good wrestler from a bad wrestler, and all I said was, if she wrestles the way that she, you know, engages in sexual activity, it almost seems like she would just lay there and take it.
We're talking about that starfish action, which is to say no action at all.
All right. So I have to, not to interrupt you, JD. I just have to clarify. So you're saying a comment like that made the New York Post?
Yes. Because
we're in trouble. We're in trouble, Cap. We're in trouble.
Well, they brought attention to it, and then obviously everybody picked up on it.
So you can't crack jokes? Like you can't just say, like, that is so wild because oh my God. So that type of comment got you on New York Post where your personality is very bombastic, right? Yes. When you're making content. I mean, I feel like some of those people definitely come from a disingenuous angle. They just want to try to cancel you. Yeah. And I think we're getting in a very problematic part in society if we just can't like make fun of shit. If everything's gonna be so offensive, I don't know. That's just.
And the thing is, when it happened, I took it upon myself because I have people within the WWE that listen to what I do.
Oh, Otis ENT, shout out! Wasn't he dropping super chats last night?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to you.
And I have people within WWE that listen to me that are in my DMs, and I said I went to apologize at the time it happened to them. And I said, you know, I apologize for what happened. I don't want to, you know, have what we have, you know, tarnished and whatnot. It was a, you know, a joke that maybe was ill-timed. And, you know, a lot of the people said, bro, we get what you were doing. It's not that big of a deal. It's just the way society is. We know that you're not that way. So, you know, it made me feel good. So, I mean, social media made me feel like shit, but, you know, the people that really mattered made me feel like, you know, it was a mistake and it shouldn't have been blown out of proportion.
Well, social media is a cesspool, man. I'm sorry, it's such a microcosm of what people like. If you said that type of joke in person, or if people actually watch the content, they would just be like, "Oh, whatever." You know what I mean? It would be no.
Wait till Paul gets
unless she has blue hair.
Yeah.
Then it's a problem. She's got blue hair.
Well, wait till Paul gets a gist of what happened this past weekend. I mean, he's gonna fucking die laughing.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that. But you know, I think. You know, one of the things that kind of, and this is one of the reasons I felt like I had to step up on your behalf personally, is because I know that you are playing a character. You know that you're playing a character. They don't. And even though you know that you're playing a character, and people are coming at you, the pain is still there. Like, you're still a human being that feels the pain. And that hurt me. That hurt me in that moment. And I'm like, nah, like, I shouldn't be up at 2:00 in the morning when I got a 7 a.m. client and I have to, call from my car at 6 a.m.
Yep.
Nah, fuck that. I'm going at everybody that's talking some personal shit. I didn't respond to everybody because some people are just like, oh, that's unacceptable, or, oh, don't listen to him, or whatever. But when people start talking about all this other stuff and then they want to go back and forth, I'm like, nah. And it'd be the most feminine ass niggas, yo. It'd be like grown ass bitches on Twitter hiding behind fucking avatars. Like, the fuck?
Or people that have profile pictures that should not be showing their face in public, I might say.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, it is so obvious that women are allergic to you. They get hives when you're around. What the fuck?
Jesus Christ.
One guy was just like,
these are the same people, bro, that pay for all of these wrestlers' OnlyFans and think that they're one step
oh
closer.
My God, stop it! I can't take it. Stop.
They're one step closer to maybe, oh my God, she's going to notice. Can I just invite me over?
Can I just sniff your feet?
Dude, I just had a moment. You just triggered me. They buy OnlyFans. Oh. And it's like, dude, and I said to one of these guys, I'm like, all right, I really hope that they actually acknowledge your existence on this planet, because all of this, and I'm so enlightened because I never criticize women about anything. I'm so enlightened, and you should respect women. And it's like, dude, when was the last time somebody held your dick that wasn't you?
Yeah.
Because Jade Cargill ain't giving you none. She won't even give Bow Wow, and he's got 3.1 fucking Twitter followers.
Yeah.
She ain't giving him none. You certainly ain't getting none. What the fuck are you talking about?
Giving their money to OnlyFans, bro. They should be buying themselves new bed sheets, food.
Are any of these women naked?
Fixing the garden outside. I don't know.
These motherfuckers are staring at their painted toenails and what the what?
I don't know, bro. I mean,
I'm dead, son.
Rex Ryan has entered the chat. Oh my fucking. But.
I hate you for that, Paul. I hate you for that.
But I have to say though, like, usually those people that simp that hard for female celebrities have something, I feel like, wrong with them, and they're searching for some type of fucking, they're trying to fill some type of fucking void. I mean, I'll be fine. So like when they come at someone like JD, kind of simping for some broad, and I'm like, bro, she ain't gonna fuck you. She's just gonna laugh at you paying at her OnlyFans. I think any self-respecting man that pays for OnlyFans needs to reevaluate his priorities in life.
You're making life hard for other men to live. I'm just going to address this right quick. And I mean, I know that you're going to continue to keep putting this, but I'm just going to address this. Okay. I'm going to address this, right? I'm black and mixed race. My first lady is Hispanic and my second lady is Asian, and he's welcome in our home.
Looking at his old gaming videos, the evidence is there. He's racist. Why? Because I said that I played against somebody who is in Mexico and has a shit.
I complained about that too.
Are you fucking kidding me? It is a well-known fact that if you are fucking connected to Brazil, that you have a shit internet connection.
You're gonna lag.
I don't want to play on 180 ping. Do you fucking mind?
No, bro.
This is my favorite one, Jay. Jay, this comment was my favorite one. Right? This is my favorite one right here. This one right here.
Okay.
The one bar, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing is, like, they
took that fucking option out of Call of Duty. I can't even do that anymore.
Yeah. So, like, when I see people talking shit about you and I know better, like, I had to step up. I'm like, listen. If you could get a woman that was 72 times uglier than JD's girlfriend, you would snatch her in a second, and you wouldn't hesitate. Especially since your alternative is nothing. But I digress. When I hear people talking about, oh, Jay don't have this, Jay's in his mother's basement, right? When I saw that one, now, a lot of people don't know that I told you I had a very special thing lined up for you, Jay, because I came from Hell's fucking Kitchen.
Yeah.
I drove across fucking Queens. Anybody in New York knows going from Hell's Kitchen to Long Island is AIDS. Okay? It's AIDS, HIV, cancer, call it CAIDS. It was awful.
That whole stretch, bro, from Manhattan to Queens to Long Island, it's terrible.
No, it's awful.
And I drove from my house to JD's house, and it was the first time, because he just bought the house. Holy fucking shit, this guy's house. Cat, holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know somebody's about to call the police on me because there's a black man in the area. Somebody's gonna chase me with a shotgun in a pickup truck and shout 6-letter words at me to start with N. This house in this neighborhood was so nice. Right?
I mean, going back to the racist thing too. It's like, I don't know if they watch me. They say that they do, but my co-host on Wednesday is a black man who I consider one of my best friends. For over a year now. But then you can't use that excuse. My best friend is black. He's still racist. But he wouldn't be. Okay. Jesse would not be working with me if I was racist. My best friend in life is from a freshman year of high school, Pete. My best friend. I've known him since
Captain Paul's gotten that tag too in the past.
1996.
Well, the problem is
his wedding. I've been to. I mean, he almost fucking passed away 2 years ago from an internal fucking digestive problem. He's been with me through everything. Like, well, these people don't know.
So, listen, JD, man. When it kind of comes down to it, this is how it is. These people don't fucking know you. They don't know your day to day. And I'll just be very blunt. If people are gonna take old Call of Duty videos, put it completely out of context of try to fit a narrative, fine, do that thing. But they look stupid fucking doing so. When people just don't like someone, what is the first thing they're going to say these days? Just because it's such a hot button topic, they're going to call you racist. Yep. That's going to be the first attack, especially if you're white. They're going to he's just a race. He just hates people that aren't white. Like, no, he just legitimately, like, maybe didn't like something, maybe didn't like, but like they'll take a joke out of context. It's stupid. You have people that can't come up with intellectual standpoints to kind of make an argument of why you don't like somebody. They're like, yeah, he's racist. Jesus, he's just racist. He hates people. It's like, it's dumb. It's absolutely dumb. There's nothing substantial to say there with claims that JD from NY is racist. I guess that bothers me because I've known JD. I've seen his content from way back in the day. And if you were trying to tell me this man is racist, you have not, I don't know. You're fucking
you should
blind.
see the fucked up things I would say in the party chat. Fuck what JD would say. The shit that I would say. All right?
It's just so dumb that we're at this point where the first thing you're going to insult somebody is you're going to like go after him. Oh, he's just racist. It's like, well, where's the fucking proof? Oh, you're going to say
it's kind of lame
it's a
too.
connection.
Like, find something else.
Bro,
find something original.
We're from New York, bro. Everybody, especially on the East Coast, everybody that played Call of Duty has said one thing or another in a fucking Call of Duty lobby.
One thing or another. Yeah. I've said a million things or another. What the fuck?
If you deem yourself high and mighty and holier than thou.
And that was the thing that I said to one of the dudes. You never said nothing to nobody before that wasn't kind?
Been in that boat. Give me a break.
Yeah, fuck out of here. Speaking about Jesse, I got to say this, and it is no slight to Jesse. Jesse, number one, I'm going to need you to wake up during the show when you're doing the show. I need you to wake up. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you're down off into the corner as if it's not your show. Like, center your camera, please. Please. Like, I'm standing there, I'm just like, shit, is he sinking off the bottom? Like, is he falling off the bottom?
Listen, does he have a broken hip like me? Because when we've been recording the past few months, I've been like kind of slinking around like that. So I kind of, give the man some slack. Give the man some slack.
Jesse's knowledgeable, though. He knows what he's talking about. But God damn it, man.
That's why he's there.
Yeah, but it's like, Jesse, I know that you're doing the show at night, but, I mean, Captain Paul did take NyQuil before today's show, so maybe that was my NyQuil. But no, Jesse, and the thing is, Jesse obviously is an introvert, but he's not gonna go above and beyond. Jesse's just gonna be what he is, right? And you have to respect that, right? Yep. But get in the center of the camera, though, right? Like, you're not an innocent bystander on camera. You're the centerpiece of the show. Come on, Jesse, come on. But yeah, so I'm looking at all of this stuff, and I'm like, listen. Nobody's going to talk shit about, his living situation or any of this stuff, and I'm just going to stand for it. Then I saw the actual comment. So let's go into the actual comment, Jay. I think it was something to the effect of, I'm not really excited. I don't really want to see this wrestling match.
Yes, AEW tweeted out last week that they're promoting this match between Jade Cargill and Marina Shafir. And I don't know where I was. I was probably watching something on TV, and I seen this tweet, and I'm like, yeah, let me tweet it out. It's harmless, it's innocent. I said, for the love of God, please no. ... Okay.
I sent that to somebody that tried to shit talk you to me minutes before I came live, and I sent them the gif of Steve Carell. God, please, no!
For the love of God, please, no, ... And I left it at that. So I wake up the next morning, and I see Jade Cargill, who's in the match with Marina Shafir coming up on Wednesday. They had the match last night. It was as terrible as I expected it to be. And she tweets me, she's like, I can hear you all the way from your mother's basement. Calm down, Mark, is what she said.
And Mark is the N-word of professional wrestling fans.
Okay, I'm a Mark, so are you guys. Everybody in the business is a fucking Mark. It's the reason why you're in the business. It's the reason why we're
in
talking
the first
about
place,
the goddamn show.
Right.
So I replied to her. I said, wow, literally, you're using the same insults as the fucking shit that dwells on this app. I think coming from you, a woman of your status, you would be more intelligent to give me a better response or a better reply back than mother's basement. B, I never had a problem with you. And Jesse and I have praised Jade Cargill for 3 years from the ups and the downs. And we praised her a lot because she's gotten better. But then I said, 3, Marina sucks. And it's my opinion. And then she goes, and then she goes, and then she goes and retweets me again, quote tweets me. She says, "I could buy your podcast. You can't do a pull up." And
no, see that's why I draw the fucking line. You don't talk about my boy Jay's ability to do a pull up. I took a screenshot of that, and I was like, "Yo, you got motherfuckers talking about your ability to do a pull up. We need to start this fucking program now." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" I sent him the screenshot. He's like, "Oh."
She's defending her coworker. She says, "Bro," in the same tweet, she's calling me, fat, basically indirectly, which I'm not.
So we're fat shaming.
Yeah, she's body shaming. I can't do a pull-up. I live in my mother's basement. She says she's defending her coworkers. Meanwhile, bro, she's a heel. She's a heel. And then the very next day, she's going on social media, and someone said, "Please kick Marina's face in," and she says, "Gladly." So you're promoting the match, but you also want to defend your coworker. So you're breaking kayfabe, and I can't tell what's going on here. And you're being very wishy-washy here. So it devolves into the entire locker room, the AEW women's locker room, blasting me. And then it turns into a completely one-sided story where Britt Baker, who is the face of the AEW women's division, comes on in and now is jumping on my back because I'm in a weakened state. And she makes her camp. There's 4 other girls that are tweeting at me and liking tweets and blasting me about something I said about Britt Baker being political, and she's got political pull. Tony Khan loves her. She gets more than everybody else in the division, blah, blah, blah.
Is she the Charlotte Flair of AEW?
Yes, that's exactly what I said. And I have every given right to say that just based on what we see.
I don't even watch that shit no more, and I know what the fuck that is.
So they make it all about her, bro. It's all about Britt Baker now, and I got the rest of the locker room liking tweets, and Britt says to me, "We've been laughing at you in the back for months." Well, thanks for watching the fucking show.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the extra view. Leave a dislike on the way out, motherfucker.
And then Rebel, her cohort on TV, she says, "This is not just about one comment. It's about what you've said to all the women, or about all the women, and ... all the men as well." So basically, not only, bro, was I fat shamed, which I'm not, body shamed, pull up, Mother's Basement. She can buy my podcast. Now, bro, now I'm a sexist and I'm discriminatory towards the men, all because I put, please, for the love of God.
You're discriminatory towards the women and the men, so that makes you a sexist.
This devolved into everything, and now I'm sexist, and apparently I made comments that I'm not aware of towards AEW, where I'm wearing a fucking hoodie. People
I noticed that.
Don't wash this hoodie. It smells like gain. And it's evolving into just a complete shit.
Now, where I came in, because I got blocked by Rebel Wilson. I got blocked by her because she made some weird ass remark accusing you of slander, libel, and some other legal term, to basically saying that, like, you know, you're lying on people and stuff like that. And because I know exactly what those words mean, I just kind of commented, like, before you use words like that, you should probably learn the meaning of those words. Because I don't think that she understands that when she publicly puts it in writing that you're guilty of libel and slander and all this other stuff, what you're in effect doing is you're leaving yourself liable for libel because you published that on the internet. Yeah. And it's not true. So it's like, please understand the meaning of the words that you use before you use them. And that's all I said. I got blocked instantly. I don't give a fuck. I don't even know who you are. I'm never going to watch you. And from what I understand, because I trust JD's opinion on this, and I trust the chat, there's 450 strong. Love all you motherfuckers. Thank you for supporting this episode, number 46 of the Talking Shit podcast, where JD from NY is jumping off the top motherfucking rope. So,
and it's funny she blocked you. She hasn't blocked me yet, or I don't think she plans to block me.
Wait, so she's racist then? She blocks a black guy, but not the white guy. Yo, wait, I'm just saying. I'm coming to the conclusion. If they're gonna come with these same arguments, I think that's a little racist.
The man's not wrong. I mean, it is.
I mean, look, this guy's a black square. He got blocked by Rebel. Looking like racial bias to me. I mean, black men, black squares. She's blocking them all.
It is a very good observation. Yeah.
Absolutely wild, bro. I think we're gonna have to like see our lawyers there evil and kind of go that route. But anyways, yeah. So
yeah, I need her money to pay for equipment, man.
Break this down for a layman. So essentially this is what happened. Is you said the show's garbage. I don't want to see out there, and that's what started this firestorm.
Not the show, Paul. The match. The
match. Okay.
The match involves two very, very green, and the word green in pro wrestling means that they're amateurs. They're not really all that good. Two green professional wrestlers who wrestled once already, and it was a complete shit show. So all I put was, and again I quote, please, for the love of God, no, ...
Wait, so that's what started all this?
Yes, that tweet, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Social media, even with the man in the bad head gets up and walks away. Look.
That is so fucking dumb. So because you think it's trash, the match is trash.
So
it goes on attack
for 96 hours. My family was doxxed. Okay.
Oh my God.
When you say doxxed, can you go a little bit, like, what do you mean by actually doxxed? Like, what information was released?
Phone calls, and then people were asking for my mother and asking for me. My parents.
Wait. Did you tell her to make sure to answer the phone in the basement so that they could see that you're not there?
No. My parents don't even have a basement.
This is New York City. Like, what are these people talking about?
They don't live in New York. They're out of state.
Yeah. Listen. I think, and I'm not belittling your situation, JD, but I think this is so fucking stupid. Just because you said you'd like, I don't want to watch it, please, no. Okay. That blew up to this. Yes, that's crazy.
Every all the dirt sheets, all the wrestling news sites picked it up. People made videos on it. You got people like Fight.
I'm making a video on it right now.
Wrestle Talk. I made a video on it on Sunday. I was live with my podcast. Wrestle Talk. I seen a clip today. They were like, JD made a 3-hour podcast on. I'm like, no, bitch. I said I did 50 minutes of it to begin, and then 2 hours of news. So clearly, people are still insinuating that I'm crying and I can't get over it. I'm like, motherfucker, the match was awful last night. I'm gonna relish in this shit for the rest of the week, please. And now people are telling me, hey, get over it. or who cares? I'm like, you don't have the fucking right to tell me who cares now. After all the fucking grief you gave me all week, I care now.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Just as a housekeeping note to all of you, first of all, I love every single one of you for coming over here and coming over. I think there are more people right now in the chat right now than the total number of subscribers that we have on the platform. So I really do appreciate every single one of you for the comments, for the questions that you guys, or the comments that I feel are the most relevant that we're going to address. I'm saving them. I'm putting them to the side, and we're going to basically get JD's takes on some of your comments. So you don't have to super chat here because you can't, because we don't have 1,000 subscribers yet. But we're going to do like a little bit of a Q&A at the end. And definitely, I really do appreciate every single one of you motherfuckers, because the Talking Shit podcast is the home of the cold truths and the hot takes. So if you are a JD from NY viewer, you will be right home here, because we give very few fucks on this platform. We don't talk really wrestling on this platform. We're more of an MMA type of thing, because, he's got his kayfabe. We got real fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, that fake shit, we look at the JD, all right? We get into the real fighting over here. But no.
Like I said before, guys, it evolved. And then, after all that happened, and Wednesday came, right? And before Wednesday's match, I got shit on by everybody, racist, homophobe, sexist, this and that. I should be canceled. He doesn't deserve a platform. Get him off of here. All because, Paul, of like, I said, for the love of God, no, ... And then I said,
oh my God.
Shout out to Artist Iggy! One of my favorite jokes ever. One of my favorite jokes of all time. I don't like hockey, because the only thing that's black is the puck, and they be smacking that around.
So when the match happened, and I was proven right, after all the grief that I got, bro, nobody.
One second, everybody in the chat, can I get hashtag JD was right in the chat, please?
Nobody.
So just everybody run that. JD was right. Hashtag in the chat, please. Thank you.
Nobody came to my defense. Genius was one of the only people that came to my defense. I had another good friend podcaster come to me. Jesse was obviously there. But nobody outside of my fan base, nobody and they all knew what was going on. I had somebody in my DMs today. Oh, I didn't know what was going on. Bullshit. You knew what was going on. Nobody came to my defense, and nobody came out and said, well, JD was not really wrong. It's his opinion. That's all I was looking for. And they all buried me along with the rest of the roster that wanted to bury me. So it's actually sad, and it's hurtful that nobody came to my defense.
I mean, yeah. I guess the whole, I could definitely understand you feeling that way. And it's even sadder to a degree, just because you have an opinion that you think a particular match is going to fucking suck dick, that they dog. I don't know, man. Like, are people that sensitive these days that they're gonna like release your personal information, your family's personal information? That is just so above and beyond what needs to be said. Like, hey, reply to them on the tweet or comment, like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Fuck you, JD. Right. But like, when you take it to that extra level, I mean, you're a sad human being. Honestly, you're a sad fucking human being.
Comments? JD, you got any words for this guy?
Rattlesnake Jake, yo evil. Jake is a fake professional wrestler, and he's the biggest sweat that I know.
I knew you had smoke for him, son. I knew you had smoke for him.
Jake is the type of guy to sit in a corner and wait with a shotgun just to troll you.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. What is it? Oh shit, he's got the smoke. I remember Biblical Reaper. Oh shit, what the hell happened to him?
I haven't heard that name in fucking, I don't know.
Dude, that's been a minute. Oh my God.
Wow. I think I watched like 7 of his videos, man.
Reaper can't afford my desk, bro.
Oh my God. So yeah, I just had a real problem with that. I'm looking at all of these people who are supposed to be professionals, and I thought that it was real rich that, she would respond to somebody. I think it was Cargill, respond to somebody in some kind of way, and then when people say, yo, that ain't cool, oh, I'm playing a character. And it's like, whoa.
Yeah, she said that in regards to the Bow Wow situation. Somebody called her out on Instagram. She's like, and then she's like, oh, Oh, I'm playing a character, but were you playing a character when you body shamed me and said I couldn't do a pull up and lived in my mother's basement? Was that a character too?
Right.
You know, where's that reply to me? Like I'm not expecting for an apology from these people because I know I'm not going to get it. But I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, what did I do that was so terrible? It's like I killed somebody in cold blood.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I thought was very interesting? And shout out to Jesse, because Jesse brought this up and it blew my fucking mind. When they use that kind of rhetoric, and you could tell that they got it on the tip of their tongue, because this is how, and Jesse said it best. Every insult that they used against you, they were really using it against all of the wrestling fans, because that's how they view them. Now, these wrestling fans are the reason why these women live in the houses that they live in the communities that they live in, drive the cars that they do. These guys that you want to make fun of for not getting sexual access. So I'm going to make fun of you motherfuckers too that don't get no pussy. But at the same time, on this platform, we understand that sexual access is difficult for men everywhere, not just wrestling fans. So when the first thing that comes out of your fucking mouth is you don't have any sexual access, because that's really what they're saying. You're not in good shape. You're short. You're fat. You don't have your own house. You don't have your own car. Oh, we don't think you really have a Mustang, right? We don't think you really have a Mustang. What they're saying to you is you don't get no pussy. That's really what they're saying. So when they make money off the fact that these guys don't get no pussy with their fucking OnlyFans accounts.
Yeah.
So when the first thing that comes out of your mouth is when somebody says, you know what, your matches aren't very good and you're not very entertaining, and your response is you don't get no pussy. Well, you're talking to a guy that gets pussy, because I remember I was trying to call this motherfucker while I was getting myself fucking flamed on Twitter on his behalf. I go to call this motherfucker. Oh, I'm out with such and such going to get breakfast. All right. 5 hours later, this nigga didn't call me back. I'm like, this is the longest fucking breakfast walk I've ever heard of in my life. All right? Your boy JD is getting it in. Okay? He's getting in where he fits in.
Well, I mean, you're hyping me. I was playing Pokemon Go, and then I took a nap.
I'm trying to hype this motherfucker up.
Yeah, bro. I appreciate.
I can't allow you to fucking just lie, bro. I wasn't. I appreciate. I did not call you back because I was getting laid. I mean, give me a break.
I appreciate the integrity. Oh man.
Yo, I would have let that shit fly. I'd have been like, yeah, hell yeah. I was giving that old deadlift action, son.
Oh, fucking Christ.
The long stroke. Yeah, so but the thing is, like, I'm like, everybody's making, and it's like, you're making money off of the fact that these guys are awkward, they're socially awkward, they don't have sexual access, and you're making fun of these guys. And they're the reasons why you have anything to begin with.
Yeah. I mean, whatever I said, bro, it takes nothing away from Jade's paycheck at the end of the night. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. At all. Like,
I mean,
and one of the
but you know what it does do?
If I go to a restaurant and I order a burger medium well, and it comes out medium, and I don't want it because I don't like my burgers cooked medium, and I tell them, please take it back and make me a new one, do I have to eat the fucking burger? The chef? No, you have to eat that one. That's the way I made it. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I ordered what I want. I want what the fuck I ordered, and I'm paying money for it. Like, restaurants don't rest that. Like I said last night, Jade went to a restaurant probably the night before in Baltimore. I'm sure she complained that she had little to no ice in her fucking beverage, or her beverage was made wrong. She's never complained about anything in her life.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
You didn't take any money out of her pocket, but she damn sure put some money in yours.
Yeah, she did. And yeah.
That's because I saw people on Twitter like, I don't even know who this guy is. I'm going to go check him out. Yeah. I saw people saying it on Twitter.
Yeah.
So, I just
I gained a good 1,000 followers on Twitter, and I gained a good chunk of people on YouTube.
Yeah.
The podcast drew more live viewers than Dynamite had last night in Baltimore.
That's
that's crazy.
Damn, son. But again, I just wanted you to be able to come on here and speak your mind, because here you're among friends. You're talking to two people here that say all kinds of wild shit. Wait till you guys see what the shit that we got coming on Patreon. We got a sub podcast called The Low T Show that's coming. Stay tuned for that. Like we're probably going to get canceled before we even get started.
I'll just say this as someone that's kind of into the offensive jokes and shit like that. And I've said some off the wall shit throughout the YouTube platform on different channels and stuff like that. For some people to freak out about minor things like that of just a tweet or a comment like that, it is kind of like alarming, right? Like if you can't just take some constructive criticism, like, oh God, please, no, if that's so offensive and it gets to the point of doxing.
Paul, this is a company that I promoted since day one for 3.5 years. I've spoken to the CEO of the company on a couple of occasions when I've went to these scrums and whatnot and asked them questions personally. And the locker room knows that, and that's the way that they treated me after 3.5 years of ridicule for, I'm on Tony Khan's payroll, I suck AEW dick, and blah blah blah. He's all these things, and that's the way that they treat me. It's very disheartening, and it really makes me look at the overall locker room vibe and the company a little bit differently, because I don't really appreciate that after I gave my unwilling support to you. Yeah,
Raul Torres says something very interesting, because I don't agree with him, but I think that he makes a reasonable point here, and we're gonna tackle this right quick. Raul Torres says these people are risking their lives every year only for stupid fans' criticisms of matches for no reason.
Damn, I didn't know they were in the military. Go off.
Yeah. First of all, Raul, I understand that English is not your first language, but if it was, I was gonna roast you. But we're gonna let you live. Okay, we're gonna let you live. Raul, you have to understand something, right? You're talking about people that basically play a game for a living. There are people who are school teachers who actually are teaching the next generation that make fucking peanuts. Firefighters that don't get paid what they're supposed to get paid. People who pave the roads and remove the trash out of your neighborhood and provide you with running utilities. They don't get paid as much as these wrestlers do. So why do you think they're getting paid? They're getting paid because the spotlight is on them. Advertisers are able to sell their bullshit to people, their bullshit products that people don't need. They're able to do that because these women and these men get in the ring and they do what they're due, and that's fine. But you don't get the big money and none of the drawbacks. When you're in the public eye, you have to be able to take the shit that's coming, and that's basically, and JD, please correct me if I did not say this right to your motherfucking ear yesterday. Some of the ways that you've conducted yourself in the past, you kind of made your bet on this.
I know. I'm not perfect.
Right? And that's one of the things I'm telling people. Like, I can tell you, because everybody's called me a JD dick rider. I'm like, no, actually, some of the criticisms you guys have, I've told him to his motherfucking face. Something that you would never do. But we have to recognize that the guy apologized. Alexa Bliss, she responded in kind. She accepted it, and you moved the fuck on. Yeah. Because human beings make mistakes. And then you got all of these holier than thou people who are shouting all of these vile things while talking about how vile you are. All this vile stuff is coming out of their Twitter fingertips. Where do you get off throwing stones from a glass house? All of us make mistakes. All of us say fucked up shit to people. But you're going to hold him to a different standard? But at the same time, if you're going to get that verified, that blue check mark that Elon is going to take away from you if you don't pay $8 a month, we'll get into that in a little bit, then you gotta have to take what's coming. So what, in your mind, what are you doing to put yourself in a situation mentally where you can take all the slings and arrows that are coming at you and keep pressing forward?
I honestly, bro, I don't even know how to answer that question, because I just take it. I think it's through years of disappointment and years of being hurt, and I think I'm kind of numb to this type of thing. But like I told you yesterday, and you're always very open and honest with me. Genius called me yesterday to find out how I was doing and how I'm coping with everything, because it does get a little overwhelming. And I'm like, I'm okay, but I would be lying to you if I said it didn't bother me to see all these hateful things and things being said about me coming at me 1,000 miles an hour.
William Reed, you're talking facts.
And I told him, like, if there was anything wrong and I felt a certain way, I told him that I would let him know. But it's I guess it just comes from years of just disappointment and being hurt. Like I kind of brushed it off. And then, you know, speaking of apologies, like a lot of people wanted to bump into my business and get, you know, pry into my business. I'm like, Alexa Bliss did accept my apology, and Britt Baker, she was in my DMs and we talked, and it's going to remain private, but she also accepted my apology, which I appreciate, and she didn't have to do that. So, right. You know, that as far as that is concerned, it's over. But at the end of the day, everybody ridiculed me for a fucking opinion, and that's what I'm sad, frustrated, and upset about, because I feel like I can't express myself without getting blowback, and I didn't really say anything, but please.
Nigga, I would have said blow me. Shit.
I mean, so yeah, you just fight through, bro. I'm all for the content. I'm all for making, you know, myself better as far as the content goes, and I got to put on a show for people, and that's the most important thing to me right now.
You know, I'll tell you something, Jay. It's really interesting that you say that, because when Captain Paul and I were thinking about creating this project, this was around the time where the Rittenhouse kid was going into another state with a gun that didn't belong to him and popping off, right? Yep. And you know, Cap is an unabashed conservative, yeah, right? Myself, I'm like, you know, thank you, Matt James. I appreciate you.
You're a liberal You're a liberal sellout. We get it.
I'm a little bit to the left. I'm a little bit to the left, right? Thank you, Matt James, for interacting with our content. I appreciate it. But at the time, you know, he was getting a lot of blowback from people on his side of the political aisle, because he was like, well, a kid should not be running around with a gun during a protest in a state he doesn't live in. This doesn't make sense. This is not reasonable, right? Now, he wasn't saying that he was a murderer. He wasn't saying any of those things. But people really came. People came, you know, and went at him. And it's just like, well, he's just giving his opinion. That's all he's doing. He's just giving his opinion. And I told him when we started this, I said, yo, hey, Cap, for the kind of stuff that we plan to do, we better be ready. We better be ready to get stuff like this. We're going to have to be ready. We're not going to be for everybody. We're going to have people calling us all kinds of names, projecting all kinds of narratives upon us and intentions and emotions and all of that. But if we're going to make it on this platform, and we're going to make this into something special where we can create a community of people, both men and women, that love and respect the contributions that men make to society, which is not something that's as prevalent as it should be. If we're going to create this, we're going to have to weather a lot of storms. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Shout out to Blame Truth and JD from NY. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
I think Blame Truth is a good. I love Blame Truth. He's the only content creator I watch right now. Just if it's brutal honesty.
He's really angry right now. He's really salty.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, because but y'all my motherfuckers we're buying the game, so I'm laughing at y'all. But yeah, like we knew that we were gonna have to take heat. If we're gonna get to half of where you're at, let's say we get to 70,000 subs, right? Because you're about to hit 140. We're gonna have to take a lot of criticism. We're going to have to. There are going to be people that don't like the sound of my voice. They don't like what I have to say. They're not going to like some of my takes. They're not going to like some of Captain Paul's takes. Yep. We're going to have to live with it.
Well, but see, go ahead, JD.
I was going to add, I understand it comes with the territory. You know, just battle through it.
I mean, I think that's, and that's the thing is, I don't think you're even mad people have pushback. I think it's like when they take it to a level, right? You can disagree with my opinion on something, but when you take it to a certain level where it's like you're going to dox where I live and kind of out where I live and kind of threaten my family. I mean, like, man, listen, I'm a gun owner. Come knock on by. I got a 9 millimeter. You can, see how that tastes.
9 millimeter. You shoot fucking tank rounds, motherfucker.
It's got some 5.56 in a Tavor. Yeah, you want to find out? Fuck around and find out. Come on down. I'm more than welcome to. But I think when it kind of comes down to it is, you can insult my opinion. You can come out and say I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a goddamn. I don't want to say the R slur. That's fine. But when you take it to that next level, where you're putting my family in harm, Like, that's unacceptable.
Yeah, we're crossing the line.
And quite frankly, people that out people's personal information like that should go to jail.
Yeah.
Right? Because then it's no longer just on the internet, discussion, debate, insulting match. Now you're putting people's real lives at risk because you see how fucking crazy this world has gotten. I know it's just wrestling, but there probably is one insane motherfucker that pays for these OnlyFans like, I'm going to go to his house and show him that he's wrong. And it's crazy. Like, there's no need for it to get to that level.
This is why I was so taken back and why I'm so fucking frustrated and sad at the same time. Like, I put out, like, I was actually calm when I put the tweet out. It was nothing more than an opinion. And then I got body shamed. I got called poor. I got called a mark. And I live in my mother's basement. And it's all because of that comment from her, which she could have blatantly ignored. And that spawned all of the doxing and the hate and the racism and the homophobia and all and sexism. I'm like why? Like, they don't have a grasp on their fan base. It's like, what did I say? I've actually, believe it or not, I've been very good the last, I would say, close to 2 years. I haven't said anything outlandish. I've minded my own business. I've said what I've said about Vince when he was in charge, and now Triple H. I'm more positive now than I've ever been in my podcast career, and I'm still getting shit. What did I do that was so wrong?
Right.
Honestly.
There's a very interesting statement here. Justin Stevens, thank you for contributing. My only criticism of JD is I feel he can't accept that certain wrestlers he doesn't like are very popular and have to be used and pushed greatly because of it. What is your position on that? Because I've seen this criticism more than once that you can't accept that certain wrestlers are over.
Well, who's over? Jade Cargill's not over.
No, just saying in general. Like, there are certain wrestlers that are over, and you're like, they really suck, but they're over.
I mean, he's got to give examples. I mean, who don't I like? Braun Strowman? Alexa Bliss?
I mean, Braun Strowman was one of the originals who would get off my TV.
I mean, you got to use examples. Like, everything that I say has a purpose in a meaning. I don't say shit just to fucking say shit. There's a reason why I say it, and I'll give you the explanation if you tell me who I don't like.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I one of the things that got me not watching WWE, even when I tried to watch it again, was the fact that they were shoving Charlotte in your face on both shows. She's holding all the belts. She even holds a belt that doesn't exist yet. I was just like, this is like some Super Cena shit. I don't want to see any more Super Cena shit ever again.
Don't insult my intelligence. Charlotte's been out now for what, 5 months? She'll be back and right in a title match. Like, it doesn't work that way. Like, stop insulting
it won't even be a title match, Jay. They'll just hand her the belt
on it.
They're like, welcome back. Here's the belt.
She comes back. Yeah, I want a title match. I want to work with Ronda. I want to work with this one. I'm like, no, you have to work your way back. You've been off TV. Get to the bottom. Get to the back of the line and work your way up and win matches. I don't want to see you back in a title match. You're going to be right back where you were before you left. You know, give me some fucking time to appreciate you.
Right. For those that watch MMA and not wrestling, the example would be Conor McGregor, where Conor McGregor can not win a match in 5 years, break his leg, come back, and they're talking about him getting a shot at the UFC lightweight title. Like, we're talking about that level of bullshit. So
essentially a washed up wrestler that can no longer really achieve that level of greatness, but is being pushed by their own brand, essentially. Kind of with Conor McGregor type shit.
People who are undeserving jump to the front of the line.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
So, for me, I thought Roman Reigns was that guy. Now, I remember you had a problem with the way that Roman Reigns was being pushed right after John Cena basically quasi-retired. Yep. But I saw not too long ago that you were pretty supportive of Roman Reigns, especially as a champion. What's going on with that?
Oh, because they actually changed course, and when Roman had left the company for a little bit because of flare-ups in his condition.
Charlotte has been in the WWE, what, 8 years?
Yeah, somewhere around there, yeah.
And she's got 14 belts. Motherfucker, they write her to be the champion.
Yes.
She didn't earn that shit.
She deserves all the airtime. Like, how many of those matches has she politicked for? She politicked to be in the WrestleMania main event with Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch. She didn't need to be there. So
you do know that they decide who wins the belt backstage, right?
Yes.
They acted like she ran out there and slammed the bitch. Like, no. Like, that shit is already foretold.
Well, Roman's a heel now, bro. So all the criticisms
Really?
of Roman for 6 years, they turned Roman heel, and now he's doing the best work of his life.
Oh, so are they doing that? Remember the corporate angle? The corporate angle back in the day?
Yeah.
Him and the Usos and all of that. Is that kind of like a similar type of deal that they got going on?
He calls himself the head of the table and the tribal chief. His family is utmost prestigious in the wrestling industry. It's the Anoa'i family. So obviously it's Rock who's a part of that family as well. So he's the creme de la creme. He's the top guy. And then right now it's Roman. So they're kind of lobbying for a potential match at WrestleMania to kind of prove who's the leader of the Samoan tribe there. But yeah, Roman, it's basically a Samoan mafia.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I could get behind it. I mean, I do want to be able to watch, but I've got hockey, basketball, baseball,
I know.
MMA. I've got other content. I got to make content. I've got personal training clientele that I've got to attend to. And it's just so much shit. This is a good question. T. Monroe, JD, was you booing Cena during his 06 championship reign? I was.
Yes, I was. Because it was jammed down our throats. Let things happen organically. People don't understand that. I don't want to watch somebody that the company is forcing me to like. I don't want to like him that way. I want to like him on my own time. Give me him in small doses, and then maybe, it'll be a little bit different. But they don't work that way because they need to create new stars quickly, and they jump the gun. And then that's what happened with Roman. John Cena's going to retire or semi-retire, and then here's our new guy. We need a new Cena. And they just pushed him when everybody wanted Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan at the time, and WWE ignored it. It's like, you can't work that way. You got to give the fans what they want.
Right. Speaking of giving the fans what they want, I've heard that you, everybody's talking about this sexism. But when Vince McMahon was deposed a few months ago, you had some very choice words. What was your position on this whole thing with Mr. Future Endeavors, John Laurinaitis, and Vince McMahon being removed from the company? What was your position on that situation?
Laurinaitis is a known sexist, so I'm glad that he's out. He hated women's wrestling. He thought women's wrestling was not Sasha Banks and Bayley.
Wait, but I thought that you were sexist and you hated women's wrestling. Why are you glad that he's gone if he agrees with you?
You got me stumped, bro. I don't know. I mean, I don't have an answer to that. John Laurinaitis hated women's wrestling. So does Bruce Pritchard. They thought women's wrestling was bikinis and tits and ass and big boobs and all this other shit. That's what they wanted on TV. And not the Sasha Banks, who's gorgeous and she can wrestle. Bayley, beautiful, she can wrestle. Becky, beautiful, who can wrestle. That's women's wrestling to me. They thought it was the opposite. They wanted Playboy models, Playboy bunnies, and I'm glad that he's gone because I want to see the best for women's wrestling. Vince, also in the same boat. They called it the old man's club. The old guard. He was everything under the sun. He was unknown. I don't know if it's known, but it's stories out there that he's racist and he's this and that, and he's just out of touch, bro.
Do you remember that skit that they ran when he was like in the hospital?
Yes.
Do you remember that skit? Yes. He could not wait to use that word, yo.
He dropped the N-word on Raw. I mean,
he could not wait to do that shit.
Vince was everything under the sun, bro. So when he retired and he put that tweet out,
he was retired.
I said this is the greatest day in WWE history, bro. So you can look at that, bro. Listen. That tweet got 7,000 plus likes, bro. Not one single person came back at me and gave me any blowback. But please, for the love of God, no is the fucking end of the end.
That's crazy shit to me. Switching gears, I wanted to talk about this on the podcast, whether you were here or not. But since you're here, and only one of the three of us is verified on Twitter, okay, and it's not Captain Paul. Talk to me about this whole thing with Elon Musk and what you believe is him taking over Twitter. What do you see coming with that? And I have to ask you the $8 a month question in the room. Yep. If Twitter does go to this this weird shit where they're like, yo, JD, if you still want to be verified, you have to pay $96 a year. Where do you stand on that?
Elon taking over Twitter, I feel like nothing will really change. But I do advocate for free speech. I don't like this cancel culture. I hate the fact that people are being silenced for their opinions and whatever they deem as false information. I mean, people want to spew their narrative and they don't want to listen to any other sides of things because it doesn't fit their side of the story or their narrative, which is understandable. But I'm a big advocate for free speech. Fuck the cancel culture shit. And the $8, I just hope that he does make a logical case out of it. Like, I don't want to have my verified status go away because he wants to change the rules. If he wants people to sign up for Twitter Blue, there needs to be a clear distinction between who's signing up for Twitter Blue, because you can't verify everybody, and who is actually verified, because I don't want somebody going out there making JD from NY 2006 and thinking that they're me and a blue fucking Twitter blue check. I'm like, no, I don't want anybody imitating me. I have a public platform. This is my brand. I want a clear distinction between who's actually who's verified, who is legit, and who's Twitter Blue. That's all I ask for.
I mean, that kind of makes logical sense. I mean, when it kind of comes down to it, you could have a bunch of copycats just pay for getting verified. Yes. And then just be like, just saying, I'm like,
and they're taking the money.
What are JD's ops just tweeting a bunch of hateful shit and just like get him canceled? I can see that.
That's not me. I don't want
that. Not me, I swear. Yeah.
Like, you can't verify somebody with 40 fucking followers. I mean, there's got to be some kind of background look around when you discussed about who's going to be verified or not.
Right. I mean, I agree with you on this. I think with Musk taking over, I don't think we're going to see much of a difference here. I think it's going to be much more of the same. I think all these people that are like, I'm going to go home, I'm quitting, I'm leaving Twitter, they'll be back, right? Like, what are you going to go on, right? Like, what other social network are you going to go on? That's the same people, like, when elections don't go their way, I'm moving to Canada. Yeah, like, shut the fuck up. You're not moving there. Go fuck yourself. But, like, I do agree. It's not much is going to change, but I am definitely with you. The one thing I don't like about Twitter is how they kind of just tear down free speech and how it was kind of going on that platform, because it's like if you said even something that was even center, right? Like just not left, not right, but just center. If it wasn't completely left wing, you have people like getting taken down off Twitter. And it's like, I'm all for people just outing who they are. If you want to say a bunch of fucking ignorant shit on Twitter, okay, cool. I just know you're a fucking asshole, and I know what to stay away from. I don't understand how people don't use the mute function. If someone viscerally upsets you, don't go to their platform.
Yeah.
That's it.
I do like some of the other changes that he's possibly instituting, paid videos and uploading videos to get revenue from on Twitter, which is a great thing, because
that is a good idea.
I do that often. And, if you're paying for Twitter Blue, which I fully I'm going to do because I need more write-offs at the end of the month for tax purposes, and that's a good way. More search, you're going to be top priority in the search. There's going to be more engagement. So that stuff is important to me because it's going to drive people to the YouTube channel, and that's what I use Twitter for mainly, is business.
Right. That makes sense because, there was a comment here that I wanted to address, so I made sure that I held it. Zero Kaiba says he's charging $8 a month because he just paid $40 billion to acquire Twitter. He needs a return on his investment. Now, from what I understand about the business dealings of Twitter, they lose hundreds of millions of dollars a year. Like it's not viable.
I mean,
it's not profitable. People are putting money into it because of the influence. So my thing is, I believe that Elon Musk bought it so that he can open up the floodgates for free speech. Right after he said he was going to do that, GM, which is a direct competitor to his Tesla in the automotive space, said, we are going to temporarily suspend our advertising account. 97% of their income is via advertising. So when I heard the $20 a month they got dropped down to $8, I looked at it as he did not really care so much. If it was, if I lose money on this, so what? The dude is the richest man in the world. It's not really moving the needle for him. $40 billion, who gives a fuck to him, right? He wanted it because he wanted that to be the town square where we don't just hear from the political left. The right also gets to have their fair say. So when you're threatening to pull back your advertising dollars, like, well, if you guys think that that's going to work, I got something coming for you. Like, if you think that you are going to kind of run what we do here, well, I'm going to take the leverage away from you. Now you can't sell to the people that are on the platform, but we're still going to be here anyway, right? So I don't think that he really even needs the $8 a month, quite frankly. I don't think it's about the money. I think that GM threw the first rock at the window saying, we're gonna hurt your pockets. And he said, well, I'll just start charging for it. And now you don't have the leverage.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, I didn't know about all that, but I would have made the observation about what the last comment said. He paid $40 billion. He's going to need to return on his investment.
Yeah, but I don't think he bought it as a plaything.
But I think there's some degree in truth in there. He's going to see some return on investment if you make people pay $8 to make sure that they're verified or whatever. Pay for that service. Go to the top of the analytics. It makes sense. You want to see something back there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just whatever people think about Musk. In my opinion, I don't think it's a bad idea to allow people to say whatever the fuck they want. As long as they ain't inciting violence, that's a completely different argument. Yeah. But I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So my thing is, I'm in left spaces. I'm in left political spaces. I'm apolitical. A lot of my views might skew toward the left, but I don't like either side. So I just want to make that very clear. I don't support the political right. I don't support the left. I don't support the Bloods or the Crips. I don't. But one of the things that I really got annoyed with on the left is all of this whining and crying about Donald Trump might come back to Twitter. And then I think it was Kano here that's like, yo, I want to see them troll the fuck out of the left. Do you know why? Do you know why you can troll the fuck out of the left? Because they allow you to.
Yeah.
You see, for me, one of the first things I did when I saw a Trump tweet is I blocked him. And now I don't have to look at it. Why should he be deplatformed because he is saying things that certain people don't like? Motherfucker, you don't have to look at it if you don't want to. That's what the mute and the block buttons are for. So all these people whining and crying, hey, I'm gonna leave Twitter. Don't announce it. Get the fuck out.
You know what? You know Mick Foley, genius. Mick Foley left in the wrestling space. He left Twitter because Elon Musk took over, and everybody got on his case about it. And I looked at this, and I don't really report on this stuff, but now that it's a topic of discussion here, I looked at Mick Foley leaving Twitter. And I'm like, what a fucking pussy, bro! Like all because
this guy jumped off a cage and got tags in his back, but he can't handle somebody having an account on Twitter.
All because now your narrative is not going to be pushed. You're going to leave the platform. It doesn't fit your narrative. Goodbye. Who followed Mick Foley for their political fucking reasons?
I mean, some of the shit is...
People are following Mick Foley because he talks wrestling and he dressed up as fucking Santa Claus for Christmas. Give me a fucking break.
And some of it is just virtue signaling,
Yeah. Which there's a lot of in the wrestling community, believe me.
Yeah, I just can't. And the thing is, I loved Mick Foley and what was it, Dude Love and Mankind. Yeah. Mankind. When I saw Mankind, he's like, that's my kind of weirdo.
Yes. I love everything he did, but I mean,
but come the fuck on. Goodbye. And you're talking about all of these people talking about, I'm going to leave Twitter. Well, then who's going to represent your side of the conversation, dumbass?
I don't know.
And just like the dude said earlier from 718, I don't know, dude, if you're from the Bronx or Queens or Brooklyn, but we see you, 718 guys, we see you. Those will ridicule when they can't actually debate.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, you really can't handle somebody else having a different opinion than you. That's insane to me. And then you wonder how Donald Trump gets elected.
It's the whole fucking reason why I'm on the show today.
Yeah, I mean, the fuck? I don't know. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. JD, are you going to be playing Modern Warfare 2? Are you going to be streaming that shit, man?
I already did it on Tuesday night.
How'd that go?
How was that game, actually? I want to...
It actually didn't go as bad. I feel like if they make fundamental changes to the game, it could be a really good game. And I'm always open and honest when it comes to Call of Duty. The gunplay is really good. The time to kill may be a little bit too quick, but there's constant UAV spam because that's the only way you see red dots in an Infinity Ward game now. They took away when people fire their guns. There's no red dots on the minimap, so you don't know where anybody is without a UAV. So there's constant UAV spam, and there's counter UAV spam, and the fucking thing lasts for like 4 minutes. So the game was launched broken. So you don't know. Like, it's like I'm playing hardcore with the time to kill and then no fucking map because of the counter UAV and no dots. So it's like if they make the fundamental changes at the core, it's a good game. The shrieks are good. It's actually some of the maps are really good. Some of the maps are fucking terrible. But they made a game. At the end of the day, they made a game for Infinity Ward. They didn't make a game for the fans.
Well, it's kind of interesting because I completely got out of the whole Call of Duty games just for a while because it got monotonous and a lot of the games the maps sucked, right? I couldn't really get into the games because the multiplayer maps were absolute dog shit.
But did they protect the children of the community though?
Oh my
God!
Quick, JD has no idea what you're referencing.
Nah, he doesn't know what I'm referencing. I'm sorry
at all. But
I'll let you take over for that. Yeah.
I mean, okay. So just to kind of clarify, I play more NHL now these days, right? Yep. And there's a website I play where they have 6v6 or used to play at this point 6v6 stuff, and there was actually a child predator on that website, and mind you, this website's full of minors because it's a video game, right? And the site, instead of doing the responsible thing and making a public announcement regarding a child fucking predator on their website, decide to put it in some and this is my opinion. They said they posted it, but the forum, the where they posted it, you can edit because it says from 2021. They posted it in some very small niche of their website saying that they announced his status where only 10% of their people go, where there are massive leagues with thousands of children on it. They don't make a massive website PM or public announcement hey, this guy is a predator. If you've had interactions, it would be kind of wise not to, not to hang out with him. They just quietly banned him, didn't announce his status. And I found out about this. I made a video. They ended up banning me because I said dude, you're a grown man. How the fuck do you not know to say, hey, there was a child predator. Let me announce this to the public so he don't, I don't know, fuck some kids? Just why? It's wild to me because you have some fucking idiot running the website that doesn't understand the ramifications. Oh, well, I announced it in this small form. No, you dumb motherfucker. Where most of your player base goes on the website where you have a league-wide transparency thread where you already once before reported someone for illicit acts with a minor. Why don't you publicly fucking put this dude's status out that went to prison for fucking a kid? I'm sorry. This beyond stupid, so that's why he keeps making it. And now that I have that website creator saying I'm going to sue you, I'm going to sue you. What, motherfucker? I just told you the truth. Everything I have on this Google document proving this guy's a predator, proving that you did nothing, proving that you knew about this for months and didn't do fucking jack shit. And now you're trying to tell me, I'm going to go ahead, motherfucker. See how that goes in court. See how your brand likes that. I'm sorry if I get riled up, but that shit pissed me the fuck off. A website full of kids and you're not going to do the right thing.
So no more NHL.
No, I hate that shit. I'm making my own website because I was fuck it. If I'm gonna make sure do that shit right because that's just crazy to me. But yeah, so I still play NHL, but I don't really kind of go on a website that doesn't do the right thing regarding protecting kids. That's my rant. That's my soapbox. I'm done. So,
talking shit says #Cap is triggered.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But yeah, they respect you in the, the thing that bothered me about that situation is that, okay, so you block them. We all know gaming. You block one persona, you just come back with another one. You got to tell everybody, yo, this guy under this name, under, this case file that was filed in whatever court it was.
Yep.
But I mean, Vex does make a good point. Gingers do get triggered. Okay.
Well, listen, we're very drunk and angry people. I can't help that. That's just in my blood. All right. So I don't need to
And he doesn't even drink alcohol when he's drunk. It was the night.
No, bro. I mean, I got to go take a painkiller real quick. This fucking hip's out.
Yeah. Oh, so Jay.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for coming through here because you didn't have to do this, obviously. I know that you have to prepare for another collaboration that you were working on. But I just want everybody to know that this was a whole lot of fun. This was, and again, and I have to say this to you guys in the comments, and I don't give a fuck whether you like me or not. I appreciate you for being here, because for no other reason, you're here to support Jay. And one of the things that I wanted to kind of put out there to him is that there are people that support you that doesn't have anything to gain from you, but there are people that are going to back you up regardless. When I went into that live stream last night, one of the motherfuckers dropped $200 like 3 times. Yeah. Okay? Like, it's really important for people like JD to understand, yeah, there are going to be people who are going to talk that shit about him and say all this stuff, but the people that really ride with him, they're going to go wherever he goes. Let me tell you, the most that we've ever had on a live stream, I think we had like 80 something when Louis Rossman. Louis Rossman has almost 2 million subscribers. Shout out to Louis, right? And he had, like, when he came here, there was like maybe 80 people. We had like 550 people in the middle of the afternoon when they don't even. They're like, yo, I handed him. He was like, yo, he sent me the on Discord. He's like, yo, send me the link. And then we went live like a half an hour, and then 550 people show up. So I definitely have to give you guys a. Yaki said, JD blocked me, and I still support him. That's the kind of shit we do over here. All right, that's that shit that I'm talking about.
Oh my God. This was actually a topic of discussion last night on the stream. People ask, why am I blocked on Twitter? There's three reasons why you're blocked on Twitter. One, you were talking shit to me and said some fucked up shit to me directly. Number one. Number two, I caught you talking about me indirectly. And I seen it, which you did, you know, that's
subtweeting motherfuckers.
Subtweeting, that's number two. Or I find you liked the tweet talking or liking a tweet that was talking bad about me from somebody else. That's 3 reasons why you were blocked on Twitter. That's the only reason why I blocked. I don't stand for that shit.
Yeah. And you know, I just wanted to thank every single one of you guys, because I'm the type of person that I would come on here and make content if there are 3 people watching. We have people who, you know, and shout out to Jimmy Dean and Lutch, who was here earlier. You know, Vex shows up every now and again. Like, I definitely have to is Genius an almost fan? No. You know, I would be here making content whether you guys were here or not, but the fact that you guys are here, man, this is one of the funniest comments on the stream. I don't have Twitter. I'm a man. So I definitely have to thank you guys. I want you guys to know that the kind of, since there are a lot of people that are here, some of you may subscribe just because you're cool with JD and you may never watch us again. That's fine. I'm good with that, right? But for the people that might want to know what we do here on this channel, again, we speak more to men in society. Men don't really get the respect that men deserve in society for the contributions that men make to society. And I think that it is important for not only for men to understand that other men support them and care about them, but I'm also trying to encourage more women to become part of this platform so that the men know that there are women out there that respect it, because it's really, really important. If everybody is going to be expecting everyone else to honor their side of the social contract, they need to know that there are people that A, appreciate what they do, and B, that there's some sort of pot of gold at the end of the rainbow for all the hard work that men do to keep society going, like electricity and plumbing and paving roads and filling potholes, which they don't really do in New York City, but I digress.
No.
But the point is that men keep society going. Men are not really getting the respect because of what we're seeing, you know, socially. I know you guys are going to say the lefties are doing all the stuff, whatever, right? I want to make sure that people understand that while we do hold people accountable here, this is a pro-male space. Absolutely. And we want to get more women on here that are going to support that as well. As a matter of fact, my 2 women are integral parts of this project. When we do the Filthy Casual MMA watch party, Mrs. Evil, the #1 lady of the house, she helps co-host the show. She also manages our social media. She helps us manage the project. My other lady, Gina, she does the editing. She makes the thumbnails. Did you see that fucking fire-ass thumbnail? Can we get some love for Rolling Diary, who was up in the chat earlier today? She made the fucking thumbnail. Was that shit not fucking fire? Was that not a fire ass thumbnail? Well, so shout out to the ladies of the house that shout out to the ladies of the house, because this is like a family thing that we do. And, it's super, super important that we grow this community, because it's important for people who are disaffected, that suffer in silence. The type of people that will suffer in silence, those are the JDs of the world. You see, JD would have never told you how he suffered until he came on this platform. He was going to hold that close to the vest. Most guys suffer in silence. Most people don't give a fuck what men go through in society. But here in this community, we want to build a community of people that give a fuck about each other, whether or not we agree on the issues. I don't give a fuck what you believe about Kyle Rittenhouse. I don't care if you like Trump. I don't care. We're going to hash out the issues. We're going to have debates. We're going to have the respectful debates. You're going to see me and Captain Paul disagree on things. But at the end of the day, this is a brotherhood. This is a family that we're building here. So if you guys give a shit about NHL hockey, tonight we're doing the Filthy Casual NHL watch party, because the New York Rangers are going up against the 9-1 Boston Bruins. We're going to be doing a watch party tonight starting at 7:30 p.m. We'll probably go live like 7:25 to kind of pregame it a little bit. We're going to be covering that game. We cover all the MMA events from the UFC. So we will be doing, UFC Vegas 64 on Saturday. We will be here. Mrs. Eva will be here. We're going to be covering everything, right?
There's one quick thing I want to say before we get off here. I do want to say this directly to you, JD, is that I think it has been awesome to see somebody within our circle, right, from going from a really small YouTube, finding that niche, kind of excelling at it and growing to the great lengths in which you have today. Man, I am proud of what you have done, because you have shown that with hard work, dedication, you can really chase that dream and accomplish it, man. So I know it's probably been years since way back in the start, but if you really look back, sit back, think on it, man, what you built, man, you should definitely be proud of. And I'm definitely proud of what you have achieved here on YouTube, man.
I appreciate
real.
It, man.
Hell yeah. Because the thing is, a lot of people wish that they can get to where you're at. And I think that, and I've been saying this to people too, I think that you took a calculated risk knowing what was going to come with all of this, by being as bombastic as you can be. But the thing is that, a lot of us have a lot of angst inside. This is how he expresses the stuff that is inside, that he can't really, you're just not built for it on the outside. And a lot of us that create content, that's what we do. So I just think that, just understand that there are human beings that have lives that are very different than what you guys see on the camera. And I can tell you from fucking personal experience, all of this talk about he's a sexist and he's a racist and all of that.
Stupid.
No, it just doesn't compute. It's not consistent with reality. Any parting words, Captain Paul, on any of the subjects and all that good shit?
Fuck cancel culture and get a fucking life. That's it.
Yeah, I'm not with that cancel culture shit. And I'm on the left. I'm on the political left, as much as I'm embarrassed by them on a daily basis. Just embarrassed. And we already know this. David 3X Anime, we know this.
Yep.
We know this. That this is a fucking fact. I hate cancel culture with a passion. And this is a guy that is, at least from a economic standpoint, I'm pretty leftist when it comes to that. So I want you guys to be able, especially you guys that are on the political right, you're not going to be disrespected here. You're not going to be disrespected by me or anybody else for your political views here. We're going to attack ideas. We're not going to attack people. And that's what this platform stands for. So again, much love. I really wish that I could read super chats, but we're not monetized. So if you guys want to at least help us to get monetized, definitely hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get past 1,000 subscribers so that YouTube will give us our monetization, so that we can stop holding up signs on the side of the street that says, "Why lie? I need a beer."
Let's go.
Well, hopefully this stream helped.
Yeah. Well, Jay, we're going to
Appreciate it,
probably
man.
have you on. We're probably going to have you on every now and again.
Yeah.
So, JD's a friend of the show. We're going to figure out, something where if JD cares about it, he'll make a cameo appearance either in video or live. But this is going to wrap up episode 46 of the Talking Shit podcast, where you're going to find cold truths and hot takes. And we hope to see many of you on future live streams. And salute to every single person that came through here. Thank you very much. And peace the fuck out.
Thank you, guys.